Markers gives us a more precise way of placing audio, as we did in the previous lesson, where we just eyeball things and drop the audio where we thought it should play. Markers can also provide you a quick way of working with a team of people and a way of planning what sound effects you might wish to place into your comp. For example, you have a lightning strike, but you don't really have the sound of a lightning strike, but you want to place that somewhere in your timeline so that when you do obtain that asset, you can place it right where it belongs. Now, the markers live right here. This little triangle is pointing down, this little flag thing. And if we hover our mouse over here, we can drag markers out of this bin. And you drag them right from here and onto this little marker channel that lives right here in this gray bar. All right. And as you can see here, it's numbered. So this is number 1. We can drag another one and so on, like so. To delete a marker, you can go ahead and right click on it and choose to delete that particular marker or all of the markers. You can even lock markers in place. So I'll go ahead and right click on number 2 and lock this one. I'll unlock it. And now it's unlocked. Now, the really good thing about markers is that we can give them a description that means something as opposed to just numbers. So I'll go ahead and double click on this marker. Or if you like, you can also right click on the marker and go to settings and arrive at the same location, this composition marker box. So let's take a look at what this dialog box tells us. It tells us exactly where he lives as far as time. We see that he's on the 8th, 2nd, and 5th frame of our comp. All right, so here's 10 seconds, and that's where he lives. We can even see a duration and the comment, which by default is the number. So what I could put here is, water sound. All right, so I have this little water wheel, so I can go ahead and put water sounds, for example. Click OK. And it says water sounds. So it's really great at a glance for you or people on your team to say, oh, here's what the water sound goes. And he looks in his file and drops that right there. Let's go back to the options. I'll right click and go to settings. We can even put things like a chapter and web link. So we can put a chapter, a URL for a website, a frame target, and flash cue points. So you can put a lot of really good stuff here. Another good use for these markers are notes. So you could tell somebody, don't forget to buy the cat litter. So if you're working with your wife or your husband, you can sneak in chores in here, although they might not appreciate that, but you could definitely do that. So once again, you can drag out a marker from this bin. You can see the name of that marker right here inside of this little channel. When you hover your mouse over it, you can read that note. And to delete the marker, you can right click on it and delete that marker or all of the markers.